Welcome, 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 welcome to the season two premiere of Tip Tuesday. Come on, give it up. I am excited to be here. Of course, I am your host, the creator of this wonderful platform, Tiffany A. Hale, and I am excited to be back on set. It's been a long summer. Actually, it's been a short summer, but being away from my Tip Tuesday family, it's been a long summer. What's up, IG family? Check in. I'm so sorry you could not get the new introduction that we have going. IG won't allow me to put my new format on Instagram. But what's up to the Facebook family? Hope you got a chance to see it. To our YouTube family, hope you got a chance to see it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For everyone that's coming in, let me know that you're in the building. You know, I need y'all to comment. I'm not sure who's on there all the time. So let me know you're on. I see my sister DJ. I see Brian on here. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in. Just drop me a comment so that I can see who all is on. I have been missing you all, and but I needed some time just to refuel, refill, be rejuvenated, and just get some fresh direction for myself and for the Tip Tuesday family. I think you all are gonna love where God is taking us this season. So just for a summer recap, while everyone is joining, what's up, Demarcus? Thank you for joining, brother. I see you. I love you. Just doing a recap of this summer, even though we haven't been going on live every other week. You know, Tip Tuesday has still been on the scene. I've been blessed with some opportunities. I've been the guest on a couple podcasts. I've been a guest panelist on a couple shows at a couple ministries. My brother, Lawrence Henderson, I was just there the other week. I did some traveling and got my baby girl off to her first year of high school, got my oldest girl off to her senior year of high school. So you know your girl Tip Tuesday gonna be an empty nester soon. So things are going great. But most of all, what I was able to do was just really reset and get the focus that God would have for the Tip Tuesday family this season. So I felt strongly about moving in the area of elevation, and just providing resources and information that will empower all of us to elevate and to elevate as a tribe. And we're going to have multiple experts coming on this season. You guys are going to be blown away at the experts and the panelists that we're having come on. And we're going to have people coming in. So let's just talk about some areas we're going to elevate in. We're going to have some real estate experts coming on. We're going to have some real estate investment experts coming on. We're going to have home buying experts coming on. We're going to tackle and we're going to address and have experts coming in on parenting, because you know we all believe in family here on Tip Tuesday. And we want to help the parents out. We want to elevate in those things that are near and dear to our hearts. So we want to bring experts on parenting, on purpose love. Y'all know we believe in purpose love here on the platform. We're going to talk about education. What about HBCUs versus PWIs? What do we do there? What about Greek life? Is Greek life still relevant? Where y'all at, Greeks? We need to get into it. We need to talk about it. We're going to talk about black filmmakers, producers, editors, black people in entertainment and media. I got a wonderful guest coming on later on in the season. And I just want to give him a shout out, Chris Nolan. He's actually been directing and producing several films that you've seen on Hallmark, on BET. His latest film, TV film, was on BET Her just this past weekend. So shout out to my frat and Illini brother, Chris. We're looking forward to having you on the platform later on in the season. So we got a lot coming this season, and we were actually scheduled to have an expert come on today. But I felt led, just with even thinking about the season and where we're going and where God is leading the tribe this season, I felt led to talk about first. It doesn't matter how many experts we bring on. It doesn't matter how much information we disseminate to the tribe if our inner being is not in a place of elevation. And so I felt led to talk about what needs to elevate first and foremost, and that is us investing in ourselves, in our inner being, mind, will, and emotions. Because we not only want to get information, but we want to see transformation. And so elevation starts with the depth of our soul and our spirit. So the deeper the depth is of your soul, of your spirit, of the information and the knowledge that you can not only obtain but process, then the higher we go in elevation. And so this is why this show is called The Foundations of Elevation. So before we tackle what's on the outside, we're going to tackle what's on the inside. And you all know, I know no one better who can talk about that but me. This is my passion right here. This is why, even though I know we're focused on entrepreneurship a lot, we're focused on businesses and purpose. But I know that in order to even start that business, in order to flourish in that business, in order to sustain in that business, or whatever path God may have you on, we need to invest in ourselves. We need to have some depth and elevation within ourselves. So I'm going to go. Please feel free to ask any questions during the show. Our producers are going to do their best to get your questions over to me. We want this to be interactive. So, speaking about what happened this summer, I kind of told you guys a little bit about it, but I'm going to share a little more here because I saw a recurring theme and a recurring thread coming up. I have a purpose coaching and purpose development program. So I do purpose coaching and I do personal development in this coaching program. And so that was another area I was working on this summer. And so I ended up getting more clients than I planned on taking on. And it's called Igniting People and Purpose. And our sole mission is to motivate at the inner core people and their purpose. So it doesn't matter what your purpose is. It don't matter if it's a career. It doesn't matter if it's entrepreneurship. It doesn't matter if you're a stay-at-home parent. Whatever your role in life, we don't focus on the specific role, but we're focusing on igniting the heart and the purpose of the people. So we're dealing with matters of the heart in this coaching program. And one of the first questions that I ask my coaching clients is, what are you doing to invest in yourself? Or what does investing in yourself look like? So over this span of this summer, doing this coaching program with a variety of people at all different levels from all walks of life, and not only here in Chicago, I noticed that was not an answer most people could give me right away or an answer that they could articulate clearly to me. And so I would often get answers like, well, I like to get my nails done or get my hair cut or go for a massage and, just spend money on, I don't know, getting a makeover or whatever, a facial. And those things are self care and they are part of soul care. They are part of investing in yourself, but it's not inclusive of investing in yourself. I've had answers like, oh, well, I'm saving money and I have this bank account and I have this and I have that. And that's part of it too, as we know, because we'll be tackling that later on in the season when we have the real estate investors and the home buying experts come in on the show. And so after I got these answers, and I asked my next question, and I'm going to ask it to you all, the Tip Tuesday family, and please feel free to drop your answers in the chat. Um, I ask after I get those answers, so tell me how you are investing in your mind, in your will, and in your emotions. Tell me how you're investing in those areas because those are the areas that make up you, and those are the areas we first need to elevate in. These are the foundational areas that we need to elevate in because elevation in any other area can easily fall if the foundation, which is our will and our emotions and our mind, is not solid or we're not investing in it. So let's break this down. I see a couple questions, but we'll go ahead. We'll break this down. I'll let the producers give me the questions in a little bit. But I asked, how are you investing in your mind? So our mind is the way that we think, our reasoning, our logic, how we process information that we get. So this is so important because what we just said is we can get all the experts on this panel that we want to get, but if you're not processing the information or you're not processing it appropriately or how the speaker is trying to bring it across, then that information won't be transformation. So how are you investing in your mind? How are any of the people in our audience? How are you investing in your mind? And how are you investing in your will? This is so important. I want you all to catch this. If you don't catch anything else, the will is our desire, and it's the seat of our decision making. Everything you do is going to come from your desire or it's going to come from the decisions you make. Our life today looks like the decisions that we made in yesteryear. So, what are you doing to invest in what you're desiring and the decisions that you are making? Are you aware of your decision making process? All of us have a unique decision making process because it goes in alignment with how we think and how we reason. So, have you ever taken time to process or to think about or to meditate or ponder on how do I make decisions? Do I make it off of a feeling? Sometimes most people just make decisions off of a feeling. I felt like doing it, so I did it. I didn't feel like doing it, so I didn't do it. I wanted to do it, so I did it. I didn't want to do it, so I didn't do it. But the emotions, our emotions, which is a part of who we are, we cannot be led by our emotions. It is part of who we are, but we cannot be led by that. And then lastly, we do have our emotions. So we want to make sure that we're investing in our emotions because that is our emotions are good. I know sometimes it gets a bad rap. Emotions get a bad rap, but God gave us our emotions so we know when we're happy, we know when we're sad, we know when we're fearful, we know when something isn't quite right with us, but we're not to be led by our emotions. So let's start here. I have an example of investing because when I ask, how do you invest in your mind? How do you invest in your will? How do you invest in your emotions? I rarely have gotten answers this summer. And that was answers right away this summer. It always ended up being a homework assignment. And if you're not doing anything to invest in those areas, what can you do to invest in those areas? And one of the primary ways I say that you can start to invest in yourself, is start to get to know yourself. Journal when something comes up. Why did you make that decision? Or why are you thinking about making the decision you're thinking about making? Why haven't you made a move that you think you need to make, but you haven't made? Why have you taken information that you know is true and haven't did anything with it? This is where the will, which is our desire, and the seat of our decision making is so important, family. Listen to me on this. I have had times in my life, and I'm sure you all have as well, where we had, let me say this. Sometimes people just don't have proper information. Sometimes there's um, ignorance somewhere. Ignorance is not stupidity. Ignorance is either the lack of information or you have misinformation. And so when you have a lack of information, it keeps you from making a well-informed decision. And when you have misinformation, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is actually worse than having lack of information, because sometimes when people have lack of information, they won't make a move. People who have information but it's misinformation, they'll make a move, and then we begin making all the wrong moves. So we want to have information, but sometimes people we have right information, we have accurate information, and even with the right information, because our will is not in alignment with the information that we know, what we know to be right. We know the right thing and we still do the, we just said, the wrong thing. Because you're desiring something that's not going to be productive, or if you make that decision today, it's not going to be an investment until your tomorrow. And so when we begin to sit down and journal, what information is it that I have, and what decisions am I making, and where is the gap? Where is the disconnect here? Why is my desire different from the information that I have? Or why am I making decisions different from the information that I have? So I just wanted to lay this groundwork right here, even what's going on in my coaching program, because this right here is where it starts. So before I ever talk to anyone about the technicalities of their purpose, or the technicalities of what roles they're working in or working on, or what where they want to go, let's start with you. Do you know you? Because you need to know you, so I know how to give you information. So I know how to give you information that you can process and then elevate. Because I don't want to give you information just for you to house it in your mental, and it never reaches down to your will, and it never reaches down to your emotions. So dealing with the foundation is going to be key. I named some things and some experts that'll be coming on this season. What are some areas that you may need to work in your foundation, in your inner being, that when these experts come on, you can take full advantage of the information and the resources they're going to give you? What mindset do you need to have? How do you need to start processing and reasoning different information that you get? What mindset do you need to be in? How do we invest in our desires? How do we invest in our decision making? I'll tell you this, the first thing we need to do is invest in probably a decision making course. Did you know there was such a thing? I teach those too. Decision making courses, because some decisions will affect you for the rest of your life. Some decisions have repercussions that you probably will experience the rest of your life. Some decisions need thinking through, and we do not want to be motivated by our feelings all the time, or motivated by society, or motivated by what the norms are. But we want to know when we make a decision, even if it's quite off, I made this decision thinking and knowing it was the best decision I could make at that time for what I desired and for how I processed the information I had, along with my feelings. So if you want to do home buying, if you want to do investment, before we bring these experts on, what mindset should you be in? If you want to go back to school, If you have kids that are going to school and you're trying to decide between PWI or HBCU, what mindset should you be in before we start having these conversations? What place of elevation do we need to go to? Because we can't stay in the old, y'all, and make new decisions. We got to start transitioning. We got to start walking out. And I'm telling you, one thing I know for sure, the deeper, the more depth you have to the more depth you have or capacity you have for information, for resources, the higher you can elevate in these areas that you want to go in. And so, I'm really going to drive it home when we have the purpose experts come on. That's what we believe in here at Tip Tuesday. So we're going to have parenting. I'm so excited to bring y'all this expert on parenting. But for this first show, what is it that you really want to get out of what we're going to be doing here on Tip Tuesday this season? Because we are serious about empowering you to do everything it is that you want to do that's within the scope of my calling. And so that is the inner being, and that is your purpose. And that is things that matters, that affect the heart. That's what I'm most passionate about. Matters that affect the heart. Your role as a mother, or your role as a father, or an educator, or you're in the community being a leader. I love working with leaders. I love working with people who are striving to get up on their feet and to sustain. Y'all know that I not only believe in starting things, but we have to have the character to sustain where we're going. And so this is where we're going this season. This is where I'm headed. This is why I'm so excited. I want you to know that this is a God given direction. So it may not be for everybody, but who it's for, if you take it and you run with it, I promise you're going to see elevation. And if it's not for you, still take the information. You may be able to help someone else. But I promise you, it's a God given direction. We're going to elevate. We're going to empower this season. We're going to encourage you. And we're going to bring on some dynamic people to just talk about some things that we really need to address within the tribe and the community. I think the producer's trying to give me a question. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought they were trying to give me a question, but that's where we're headed this season. We are looking forward to everything that's going to be happening. We're going to have some surprise pop-ups. So wait on that. Like I said, we're going to have some different formats. Hopefully, IG family, I'll be I'll be able to I'll be able to put the new format here on Instagram, and then we have another format coming. But we'll talk about that later. What is the question, producer?
They would like to know, how do they get in contact with you for the classes that you just talked
Oh, okay, absolutely. So, it's like I said, it's a purpose development and personal development coaching program. So, if you're interested in it, you actually can reach out to me on the Tip Tuesday platform, which is admin at tiptuesday.net. Again, this is admin at tiptuesday.net. And this is for people who are interested in either finding, following, or fulfilling their life's purpose. It is working with people and it's working with purpose. It's elevating in your purpose, improving in your purpose, and even what we're talking about now, laying the foundations to know who you are to even be able to transition into your purpose. So, great question. And if there's any more, you can always hit me up, inbox me, DM me. The family knows I get back to you, or again, you can hit me up at admin at tiptuesday.net. Looking forward to just working with the tribe this season. Looking forward to seeing you all at some of the different events that I'll be at. Yes, Tip Tuesday, we'll be doing some events, and so we'll keep you posted on that. And at the end of each show, I want to leave you all with what I'm going to call an inspirational tip. So it's the inspirational segment of the show that we'll do at the end. And so just going in line with what we've been talking about today on the show, my tip is, if you put the work in and invest in yourself enough on the back end to make sure your foundation is secure, God will hold you up on the front end and make sure your elevation is sure. So, what you do on the back end, how you build on the back end, will become a suture to how you build and what is represented on the front end and how long you can sustain. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Tip Tuesday. So happy to be back live with you all. We got great things coming. We're going to see you in 2 weeks. I want to give a shout out before we leave to my wonderful, amazing team. Thank you so much. I could not do this without my team. I thank God for my film producer who has came on board. Thank you so much. Such a godsend. Just jumped in. I mean, just came in, jumped in just to help me. And let me tell you, everyone needs somebody. Like, I don't care how good you are, you need someone to help you go along in your gifting and in your purpose. And filming is really not my thing. And so just to have help in that area is such a blessing, and everything else that goes on behind the scenes. So, love you all. And until next time, I'm signing off in love and in